Hello everyone, my name is Marek Rudak. I'm a love proficiency coach. I specialize in mobilizing men's hearts to be an asset in personal, professional relationships. Thank you so much for being here with me, my YouTube channel. I am so glad that you're here. Today I'd like to talk about a practical side of an article that is linked right below called Lead with the Heart. As it turns out, I have a very, very practical example because the typical response is lead with the heart, but does that mean putting logic by the wayside? No, it's just having the heart take the lead and logic be a follow-on element, an element that helps the heart point in the right direction. And as it turns out, I have a perfect example. So this weekend, we scheduled a guy to come over to our garage to install the vertical shelves in the garage. It's something that's a little more technical because you have to do a lot of things upside down. You gotta make sure you do it correctly because it's meant to hold up 600 pounds. So long story short, I was like, I don't think I can do it. And so my wife scheduled an appointment with a guy to do that. And over the phone, it's first of all took a lot of time, a lot of attempts to get in touch with him. And then when he finally got a hold of her, he didn't leave a message. There was some back and forth. And I was this close to saying, baby, this guy doesn't sound like he's going to do a good job. It just seems like he's not very customer focused. So I was worried that if that's how he is over the phone, then he's going to mess up our installation. That defeats the whole purpose of us hiring a person to do it. That's what my mind said. But then my heart said maybe you're just being too harsh. Maybe you're being too harsh. So the guy actually came over on Monday. And he gave me a call, and even on that call, I let him know that, hey, there's a code on our gate. And even over the call, he sounded very like he was in a rush, he was late, and somebody like me would expect, well, I'm sorry I'm late, I'll be there soon, but he said none of those things. And so again, that was like, my mom was telling me, are you sure you're doing the right thing? But I was like, my heart telling me, hold on. He came over, and so when he came over, I decided to break the ice. And asked him. He just basically came over and he started talking about what I want him to do. And I decided to take a pause and ask him for his name. And he says, "My name is Diego," but the guy was Asian. I was Diego. How come your name is Diego if you're Asian? And he started explaining to me that how he in the construction industry, there's a lot of Latino guys, and his name is actually Fong. He's Vietnamese, and some people struggle with it. So he found that Diego is a much easier name for him to use in his line of work. And that made me think of myself, actually, because I'm Polish. My name used to be hyphenated. It was Rabkowski Rudak, and I was in the American Army, and here's a guy with an accent with a foreign sounding name. So in a way, I did something very similar where I cut down my name just to Rudak, which in itself is not exactly Smith or Johnson, but I made some adjustments myself to make my name more friendly in the industry that I was in, which was the U.S. Armed Forces. And so that was a small thing, but it shifted everything, because from that moment when I asked him his name and asked him why he chose that name, he all of a sudden he switched. He became the friendliest guy. In fact, I wasn't really sure how to install these things, and because you have a lot of options, so I asked him for advice, and he gave me some fantastic advice. I actually ended up installing them in a wholly different way than I wanted to. And so going back to the title of the talk, Leading with the Heart, this is a classical case where if I just follow my mind alone, which is based on experiences, my previous bad experience as a customer experiences, I would have just said, hey, I'm good. Let me get somebody else. I'll do it myself. But because I listened to my heart and I connected with the person at an emotional level over his name, he ended up giving me a very fantastic advice. He did a fantastic job. I'm really glad that he did it. And I couldn't have imagined to have a better customer experience, even though my mind told me I was going to experience something else entirely. So my friends, next time your mind is telling you one thing, I'm not saying to ignore it altogether, but if your heart is telling you that, hey, maybe I should give this another look, another try, in those cases, try to connect with that person on an emotional level. Ask them about their background. Ask them to tell about themselves. And what you'll find is when you ask them those questions, you'll have a lot more things in common than you originally thought. So my friends, give it a try. If this video added value, please share, subscribe, and talk to you soon. God bless.